stock scan on the PTS chart analyzer. What the scan do is it will filter all the stocks with the setup bars among a basket of your chosen symbols or index. So it's just a series of steps that you have to follow and you have to learn. Then you will have to review them, and actually we learn by repetition. So I will recommend that you repeat this process and to get familiar with it. This is a great tool when you have all these strategies, or when you have various strategies that you have to filter your stocks, and that will save you a lot of work having a scanner. So the first thing I have in my screen, the strategy number 1 setup. This is how your chart will look when you buy your strategy number 1. And there's going to be a 1-month free trial for this at the end of the webinar. I will give you the information, and if you sign up for that, you are going to have the strategy number 1. So that's why I'm going to use this one for today. As I say, at the end of this webinar, you will be able to scan a basket of stocks like the ones that we have in the left, and filter them and see which ones have a signal setup bar. One thing that I want to clarify is these are not buy and sell signals, but just setup bars. After you have the setup bar, you have to follow the instructions and the rules that Stephen Primo gives you on his courses. So if you get a free trial of the strategy number 1, is just so you play around with it. You have to make sure, when you buy the course, that you have everything set up. So just don't trade with this, please. Just play around with it so you get familiar and see how useful it is to have a stock scanner when you have the different strategies, or when you have got the different strategies. If you have questions, you can type in the questions, and I will address all the questions at the end of the explanation. So the first step that we're gonna have the PTS chart analyzer downloaded, and after we have the PTS chart analyzer downloaded, we want to make sure that we have a data feed connection. And you know that you have a data feed connection because you have this green little bar here. So with all the systems, if you are on a free trial, you're going to have a historical data, which is not real live data, but delay data, historical. So we're going to play with that one. We have daily bars. And we're going to run a stock scanner on the stocks belonging to the NASDAQ 100 index. So once you have downloaded your PTS chart analyzer and you have your strategy number 1 set up on your chart, you're ready to run the scan. So to get the chart going, I'm going to go a little bit back here. You just go to File, find a symbol like, let's say, Apple, and open an historical chart. You're going to have, like a chart with your default settings. So some of you are going to have candlesticks, or some of you are going to have colors in these charts. I have, this is the default setting that I like. I use bar charts without any colors whatsoever. And then after that, you just have to go to Studies, and in Add Custom Study, you will find the strategies that you bought. Or in this case, if you sign up for the free trial, you most probably have the ProTrader strategy number 1. You have to talk with your sales representative and see if they're going to give you the free trial for this one for a month. you add the strategy, and this is how you're going to look. You're just going to have green bars and red bars, which means which are the setup bars for the strategy. After that, you add whatever indicators that you want to add. In the case of the strategy number 1, you always want to have the simple moving average, 50-day moving average. You add it, you go to settings, and you make sure it's a 50-day moving average. And you want to have the Donchian channels. Add it, you go to settings, and you change the length for 21 days and apply it. So this is how the strategy number 1 will look, the same as when we started the webinar with my chart. So these steps are very simple. If you already use a charting system, most of the charting systems kind of work the same way, but they don't all have a scanner. So this is one of the advantages of the PTS chart analyzer. We're gonna start with the steps to run the scan. So once you have your study, the second step is go to chart and go to associated watch list. Once you click on that, a window will appear, and it will appear like blank without any symbols. So this is where your symbols, this is where you're going to import your file with the symbols that you want to run the scan over. So in this case, we're going to import the symbol list that I want to do today is NASDAQ 100. I have that file already. I made that file, so I can send them to you. You can create your own files according to your needs and import them. This is a pretty simple process. So I import all the stocks to my watch list, and we're almost ready to run the scan. You also have to make sure that you have only symbols in watch list checked. So when you come here to chart and you don't see this check, you just click on it, and when you come back, you will see it check. Okay, and the associated watch list, which we just did. This is the window chart, and this is the little window when you do all the scan things. Only symbols in watch list, associated watch list, next file, previous file, start scan, and stop scan. This is where the scan is done on the PTS chart analyzer. After we do this, I want to open the alert manager so I can see in this window which ones are the stocks that are giving me signals. So you just go to Window, Show, Hide Alert Manager. If I click again, it's going to hide it. If I click again, it's going to show it. So I want this window open a little bit to the left. And this is the fourth step. We have the signal alert. We also want to have to set up on that strategy. You highlight Pro Trader strategy number 1, go to settings, go to alerts, and you're just gonna type in a little formula. I most probably when you're using this, I will do this for you. And this is the formula that is going to allow us to run the scanner, actually. So this is one of the features that the PTS chart analyzer has, that you can do these little alerts and these little formulas for whatever you want. So you can add to this formula. We're going to play with that after I finish this scanner. So the formula is pretty simple. It refers to the little arrows. So what the formula is saying, that if we have either a green arrow or a red arrow, you just sound an alert, and that alert is gonna allow us to run our scanner. So this is kind of, this is kind of technical, but it's the procedure and it's very simple. And at the end, after you use the PTS chart analyzer, you want to use these tools, which are very helpful for us traders. So that is working, as you can see. I'm going to clear that log, and we're all set up to run the scanner. So we go to chart, we go to start scan, and it's going to start running. As you can see, the stocks moving. So it's just taking the ones that have a signal bar at the end of the trading day yesterday. So I don't know if you're able to hear the little strategy alert sound. Please give us a sound. And we're going to wait. The Nasdaq 100 is not going to take too long. So as you can see in this window, you can see that the formula that we just put in is giving us a true. That's why the scanner is working. Okay, we're almost done here. We're in W, and it's completely done here. So let's go to the top of this range. We have all these stocks that gave us a signal yesterday. We're gonna go to engine, go to chart, and as you can see, you have an alert for strategy number 3, a setup bar. Then you have to, today, in the trading day, you have to follow the rules and make sure that this, what is happening today in the market is completing the signal that you're getting for yesterday. But now, if you do this yesterday in the afternoon, you are ready to trade for today. Maybe you want to filter further your stocks. We're going to do that. So we have sell gene, we go to the chart, and you have here both in this alert manager, you have both the long and the short, the red and the green setup bars. So we go to Costco, same thing. As you can see, a lot of green setups because the market was on an uptrend yesterday. So I'm just, going through stocks. If you just find a stock that, in this case, like VIP, that you find on the alert manager and you don't see the signal here, you have to look like down, and you find the signal maybe a little bit further down, okay? Or if you don't find it, you just didn't find it, you go to the next stock. You move. And finally, we have a red one in this one. So this is how the stock scanner, so out of the 100 stocks, we have like around probably 25 that have a set signal for today's trading day. You can go and highlight all these stocks. This is a pretty simple process with Shift, and you highlight your stocks, and you go to edit and copy the symbols, open a text, a notepad, and paste those stocks. These are the stocks that gave signals. And you can go, and this is just playing around with it. You can save this as, I'm going to save it in my desktop as August 11. I'm going to save this. I'm going to clear this log, move it a little bit around, I'm going to remove all this, and this is pure repetition. I'm going to import that file that I just created. Hopefully I find it. Okay, the August 11 file, and I import it, and I just have the stocks. This is just the stocks that gave us a signal. And I can go further and further with this. I can go to the study and add a little bit of a formula here. And instead of having just a formula, I want to add that I just want to see the stocks that have a price. Instead of that, this was the past formula. Now I want to see the stocks that close over below $50 yesterday. I'm going to apply that one. And through repetition, I'm going to do the same thing that I did before. I'm going to start the scan, and I'm going to go to Window, Alert Manager. And what is going to happen here is that from this list of stocks that gave me a signal yesterday, I just filter the ones that are below $50. So in the case of Amgen, that is $172, it does not appear. They just appear the stocks that are below $50. So I can apply, like further filters to this and repeat the process. So that will be it. If you have any questions, please. I see there are 28 people. Thank you for coming. And I know this is just a process. If you have questions, I'm just going to wait for them. Okay, any questions? As I say, this is a very practical tool that we can use, and we can play around with it. We can play around with a lot of formulas around the strategies, and that will help us a lot with our time, which is now precious, where we put our attention right now. So how do you trade through this tool? This is the question. How do you trade with this tool? Is this for charting and signals, not for trading? So yeah, that the scanner that we are applying it just to the signals, okay? Actually, PTS Chart Analyzer has a lot of tools that you can use, but there are, kind of advanced ones. And yes, you can use them for trading, but they are really advanced ones. So this is kind of a beginner's tool. I certainly recommend that you paper trade before doing something automatically and leave you always have to be there. So just paper trade and do your trades by yourself. Don't leave everything to a machine. The second question I have is, what market data feeds are used for this? And are they real-time or just on historical data? That's a pretty good question. So you have several market feeds. So I'm going to show you here. This is where you find your market feeds. So as you can see, you have plenty of them. You can use, if you're trading already and you're using CQG, you can use that one. You can, I'm telling you the popular ones. You can use TD Ameritrade. If you're using Thinkorswim, you can hook TD Ameritrade. You can hook interactive brokers, and all of that will be real-time data. So anything that you see here that has on the brackets trading is, if you're already trading on those trading platforms, you will have your real-time data for this one. For free, you have the historical data, and you have the Forex data. And Sierra Charts has his own data feed, which is, you have to pay for it, which is the Sierra Charts exchange data. I don't have that enabled because I use, actually I am on the Transact one here. So you have many options actually to have real-time data, okay? Those are the options. Okay, we have posted on the chat, as you can see. If you click in that link, you can see you will be directed to the page where you can set up your free trial for the PTS chart analyzer and talk to your sales representative and see if you're going to get the strategy number 1 for a month. And just remember that if you don't know the rules, because to know the rules you have to buy the strategy, at least you will be able to play and to scan and see how useful it is to have a scanner when you're using strategies. And you can play around with little formulas and little things. And if you need anything, you can contact us, or you can go to help. And you know, it's a very, very resourceful charting system, this one. Do you have any other questions? Okay, what is the significance of the numerous red and green arrows on the chart? Hi, Confidence, how are you? The significance is, these are the setup bars for the strategy, okay? So when you have seen when you buy the strategy, you are going to see, and maybe I have that because I was kind of browsing it for it. So I'm going to move this here. Okay, so when you buy your strategy, you're going to see that the setup bars are going to happen before some strategy rules that you have to follow. So you have to get familiar with Stephen Primo concepts, the concept number 1 and the concept number 2 in his book, on his videos. So the significance of those arrows is those prepare you to follow these rules, okay? So I hope I made myself clear. So as I say, you know, this is just for you to play around, but you know that after each one of these single arrows, there comes a set of rules, not so many rules, you know, just a set of rules that you must pay attention to before entering your trades. And as it was put on the chat, if you own any of Steven Primo's strategies, you can use these on the PTS chart analyzer, as well as the scan for the strategy setups. So the scan is something that is for free on the PTS chart analyzer. You just apply, you know, I have a strategy number 4 here, so I can run the scan. If I come here to this chart and I go to the chart and I have an associated watch list. In this case, I have a different associated watch list that I guess these are the ones for today. You can run the scan, you know, and organize your charts as I have. If you can look at the bottom left, right, I have a strategy number 4, I have a strategy number 1, I have a new one which is called steps, and I have this one, Apple, that I had with the strategy number 4. and you just can put, all your strategies and run the scans, and this will simplify a lot of your work. How do you show the PET-D? Thank you for the question. So you cannot run, first of all, you cannot run a strategy on the PET-D because the PET-D is a trend, it's just a trend following system. So I go to studies, and I go to add custom studies. I look for my PET-D. I'm gonna add the PET-D slow, and hold on a second, add it. I'm gonna apply it, and I'm gonna go to settings because I like my bars not to be candlesticks, but bar charts. Apply it. So it's pretty easy to apply it. I just apply my PET-D to my chart. So as I say, this is a very simple system to use. It's very resourceful. It has a lot of basic things, and it has a lot of intermediate things, and it has a lot of advanced things. And I guess this is the last question. Can you show us a past example, say for strategy number 1, using the scanner? So, okay, let's do that. So I'm going to see what is my associated watch list here right now. And so I don't know exactly what kind of example that you would like to have, but if I run the scanner, I'm just going to go over it again. Sorry about this. With the alert manager, I'm going to clear up my alert manager, and I'm going to run a little bit of a scanner. I may not have the formula set up. Yeah, I have a different formula. Yeah, this is not working. I got to chart, stop scan, because remember that I changed the formula after I filtered the stocks. So I will have to go again and go to the strategy, go to settings, go to alerts, put up that formula again, which is that I want either the red-green bars to appear. This is, as I say, pure repetition, and it's pretty simple. Now I can run my scan. And in the alert windows, so that's running the scan, and I'm going to stop it because we're running out of time. I'm going to go to Facebook, which is a popular stock. And on Facebook, strategy number 1 had a setup bar for yesterday. Then we will have to follow the rest of the instructions if you buy the strategy. Okay, last question. This is the last question. Say that the scanner finds a stock. How do you apply the strategy number 1 to the stock? Okay, that is a question that has to be answered with when you buy the strategy number 1. So I'm going to give you kind of a tip. One of the things that you need when running the strategy is that the next bar that appears, in order to enter the trade, the bar must be above the 50-day moving average. So that's one of the things that you may want to look. That's one of the rules that you may want to look. We have, like they have like 4 or 3 more rules that you have to look for. And this is, so you get encouraged to buy the rest of the courses from Stephen Primo. So thank you for your time. I know your time is very precious right now. So it's been just half an hour, and I hope you find this useful. And if you have further questions, just contact your salesperson or contact me, and we'll be glad to help you. Okay? Uh, have a great week, and thank you for coming in again.